welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Transformers Age of Extinction review for you today. I know this is kind of a long time coming, but I've had a bit of a backlog. And I'm finally getting to Deluxe Snarl. It's a pretty cool looking figure, I have to say. I really like the green color scheme, and it looks like the chest has kind of purple accents, but we'll get to that. On the back, it's got robot mode, and his alt mode is a Stegosaurus. If you'd like to go ahead and read his bio, be my guest. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get him out of the packaging and take a closer look. I think Snarl's alt mode is pretty cool. I've always liked Stegosaurus as a dinosaur, and I think they did a pretty cool job here. He's mostly green color scheme with kind of a translucent greenish yellow for the plates here on the top. As far as articulation in this mode, there's not really much. These front legs are kind of on a ball joint here. But this whole piece is one solid piece, so there's no articulation here in like what would be like the ankle of his front foot. There's a little bit of articulation here, but it's really only like one or two clicks either way, so not really much there. But you can kind of position this. The back legs don't really move a whole lot. They're kind of jammed in there because of the transformation. So unfortunately not a whole lot of posability in the legs. The head can kind of, oops. The midsection's coming apart. The head can kind of go up and down a tiny bit, as you can kind of see there. Mostly this head piece, and you can open the mouth, which looks cool. And I'll try to zoom in and get a look at this head. I think that looks pretty cool. I think they did a nice job. They painted like evil eyebrows on him, and then his snout's kind of painted silver, and then he's got nice red eyes. So I think that looks pretty good. So all in all, I do think that the Dino mode is pretty cool. I just wish his feet balanced a little better. Other than that, pretty great. So real quick before I start the transformation, he does come with this accessory, which you can fold out, and then it's kind of just like a bladed hand weapon, which I'll show him hold once we get to robot mode. But the directions show that you can store it somewhere up here in the like set of spines on his back. But this is all really closed up. Like, I mean, these don't stay together 100%, but they're pretty good. But there's nowhere to put it in here. I mean, there's kind of a little hole there, but it doesn't fit and it doesn't really sit. So the directions tell you to plug it in somewhere up here, but I don't know how you do it. So I'm just going to put it off to the side. But the transformation is pretty cool. You're going to start with opening the tail, and that just folds open like this. And you'll see this is his other weapon. The green tip of his tail pops right off. It's a little melee weapon. That one stores very nicely in Dino mode. So you just open the tail here. Tail section folds back. You're going to kind of pull this part down. Oops. And apparently it might pop open on you. But anyway, this is just going to open up and reveal the legs. And then back here, I'll move the arms out of the way. Right here, where the back legs just kind of pop out. And that's going to become, obviously, his arms. Now back here, you can see, you just fold this up and it'll snap in place. That just kind of aligns his midsection. So you can already see the robot starting to take shape. Pop the legs apart. These green legs in the back just fold down and out front. Just kind of fold them around to the front. The dino head, you're just going to rotate to the inside of the leg. Just like that. And the cool thing I think they've been doing with these Dinobots, where since he's going to have a part of a dino leg on the or his dino head on the inside of his leg, they've kind of put like a fake dino head on the inside of this leg, just so it's symmetrical. I think that's kind of a neat little touch. Otherwise, you're just going to kind of, fold these up as best you can to get these dino leg kibble bits kind of hanging off the side of his leg. So there you pretty much have the legs already taking shape. You'll see here there's a tab, and that's going to go into the slot here on the back of the tail piece. So you just go ahead and peg that in on both sides. Then you're just going to rotate this the forearm around. Now, unfortunately, this is all like one solid piece. You do have a little bit of wrist articulation here, but that's it for his arm. And I'll get into that more when I talk about articulation, but it's kind of a bummer. You're pretty much already there. You're just going to go ahead and flip the head out. Pops out of the chest just like that. Then this piece comes down and it will open up. And then there you go. Pretty nice little transformation. Fairly simplistic, but I think it's a great transformation. And I think the robot mode looks really, really cool. So I really like the look of the robot mode. Articulation-wise, his head's kind of on a limited ball joint. It can move a little bit up and down, but it's mostly just side to side. For the shoulders, you do have a little bit of limitation because of this big piece on each shoulder there. Just because it hits this back thing. But if you really want, you can just kind of fold these in a little bit more. Or even just leave them like that if you want like a super range of motion with the arm. I like the look of it like that. But I mean, you have a swivel up and down and front to back. You have a bicep swivel. And then you have kind of 90 degrees at the elbow. But like I said, you do have some articulation here at the wrist. But this is all kind of solid. So like if he wants to hold this weapon, which he can do, but I feel like he holds it really close to his arm. Like you can't really stick it out any more than that. Or even kind of hold it away from his body. It's kind of a weird, like his arms are kind of locked almost straight down because if you try to move it out, because of the weird angle the hands are at, it just kind of ends up hitting himself in the shoulder. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's not a huge deal. It just makes it a little bit awkward for him to hold that weapon. He doesn't really have any waist articulation, but he's got a ball joint in the hip, and then he's got a thigh swivel right below that, and then he's got pretty much 90 degrees at the at the knee, and then he's got a little bit of articulation here in the foot, just because of the transformation and how that foot piece comes down. But you can get some posing out of that. But overall, I really like the color scheme. I love the purple on the chest and on the head because I think it really, breaks up the green enough that it looks fantastic. And I've always thought green and purple, just the colors go well together. Let me see if I can get this to swivel. His thigh swivel is a little, there we go. It was a little stiff, but I got it. I really, really like the look of him. I just wanted to get a real good close look at the head and the chest area. So nice detailing with this kind of stuff right here. I really like that head. I like the purple visor. I like the dark gray with the green. I just think it's really, really cool. And he's kind of got like teeth and like an angry grin. It's kind of awesome. So I really like Snarl. I think he's a pretty excellent transformer. I like his dyno mode. I like his color scheme. I think he's pretty great. My only complaint really is the kind of wonky arm and wrist articulation right here for holding weapons, but I understand that was done because of the dyno mode. So that's really my only complaint. I think this weapon tends to work a little bit better because of that articulation, so that might be why they included a second weapon for him. Not really sure. But I definitely recommend him. I think he's still around places. I see him at Target a lot, so if you want to go out and get this guy before Age of Extinction kind of goes away because it's on its way out, I recommend picking him up. Love the dyno mode, love the color scheme. Not a lot of complaints for this guy, pretty good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you'd like to check out my Facebook and Twitter, there'll be links for them in the description below. So I hope you've enjoyed this review of Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Snarl, and thanks for watching.